Hello, this is John Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in this series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience.
Episode 195, the Broad Peak Summit Push.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm John Miller. Joined this week, it's been a long absence since we recorded an episode, but Brian Block is back on the line. How you doing, Brian?
Hey. Oh, good. Glad to be back.
It's been quite an adventure over the past few weeks, hasn't it, Brian? You live up in Estes Park, and Estes Park got hit by the massive Colorado floods. How's everything up there?
Well, it's been interesting to say the least, but as far as us personally, we got off pretty easily, but town is definitely hurting a bit, and especially with this government closure, it's keeping it more than interesting because the parks aren't available, so we're kind of almost landlocked up here.
Yeah, literally landlocked. Well, only one way in and out of town right now, correct?
Yeah, with the park road closed, it's pretty much just Highway 7, and they did just open up 119, but it's still what was a 45-minute drive down to Boulder is, almost 2 hours. So.
Oh, that's just crazy. Well, really glad to hear you guys are all right up there. And yeah, it's going to be a long recovery, but we're glad that you guys are okay.
Yeah.
But switching gears, let's go back to the Rest of Everest. We left off just before releasing episode 195 here, which is the Summit Day episode of Broad Peak. So I know people have been hanging, waiting to see just what transpired back in 2010 on Broad Peak. So here we go.
So we're on the way up to Camp 3. Going for the summit push from 3. Carrying a full load. I get more excited about not having to carry everything from 3 to 4 and then 4 up all the way back down. So I'm feeling better. The higher I go, the better I feel. As usual, and for no reason that makes any sense, that's for sure. K2's out in full effect today. Really low winds. Beautiful day. Chugalisa's out, which is always a good sign. Good weather. It's a beautiful view all around. So I had the bug get me last night, or 2 nights ago. I was supposed to go up to 3 the other day and then to 4. Was not good. Cold sweats, nastiness. Pretty much called pretty upset to the wife. Thought it was over, but hydrated up like a mother last night and haven't eaten too much, and I've been popping lots of Imodium. Yeah, good for you. But feeling pretty good, moving pretty quick. Actually just slow right now because everybody ahead of me is real slow, but it's okay. Still making good time, and it's just getting a little warmer as we go. Good things. Alright, that's it for now. More from Camp 3 most likely.
Yeah, how bad was it? Sounds like you really got hit badly.
Yeah, my wife calls me the guy with the iron gut, and part of it is, I drink the water in Mexico for sport, just because it's like I'm trying to build up the immunity across the world, because usually I have a day or two free, but this whole trip I hadn't been sick at all until it was I got up to Camp 2 and was like, oh yeah, no problem, blitzed up there, felt great, and then got just immensely sick, for better part of that day, and then ended up that I thought I kind of beat it down. I think I figured out I took 13 Imodium in 15 hours or something like that. It just was literally unstoppable. I mean, and I was vomitous as well. So all the fun stuff that goes on with expedition stuff, and rough times.
No, you should do, Fabrizio. You should get married now.
I'm trying.
Come on, mate. It's not trying. You're not trying hard enough, mate.
No woman will have me, eh?
I like the arguing up here. So is this Camp 3 or Camp 4?
This is High Camp 3.
High Camp 3, okay.
Yeah, this expedition, I'm hoping it's my future ex-wife that I've met.
Your future ex-wife.
So you just gonna start making the payments on the house you're gonna buy her?
No, she has a house.
Even better.
I've got a little house in Zakopane in Poland. Beautiful ski region.
Yeah? Yeah. Looks like I'll be in Poland all winter.
So who's up there with you?
I'm gonna name my first 5 children: Mike, Kobe, Chris, and Brian. Alright. Yeah, this is only 4. This is only 4 now.
I was just gonna say, the 5th one you're giving away.
Giving it up for adoption, I'll take it.
This was kind of a combined group.
Drop her off at my parents' house. They love taking care of babies.
In the far side is Chris Simic there. In the neighboring tent, right there's Kobe, who was with Mike Horn, Fabrizio, and I.
Here for a little rest, a little hydration, a little food. It's the way to go, yeah?
I think it's the way to go. We'll be warm, we'll be uncomfortable, we'll be cozy. Who knows, maybe somebody falls in love tonight with someone else. It's the way to do it, you know? Chris, yeah. They need more room. Come in here.
Okay. We stack 5, like logs.
And we did actually sleep 5 in there.
I never see myself until I look in the camera. It's like, oh yeah, there I am.
Is it a 3-man tent?
Hey, who's that guy?
Yeah, it's a 3-man.
Now we're packing 4 into this tent, and then what's the game plan? We get up at 2 and go for it at 3? Or did we tell? Did we tell everyone else that, and then we get up at 3 and go for it?
All that matters is us, Tamayo, Kobe, Mike.
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay. Life is good though. I feel good about this.
Yeah, we're gonna be
4
spooning
guys
all
in the
night.
tent. Yeah, you know. Big spoon, little spoon.
It's been a while since I've had some action, so.
Yeah, since last night, huh? I heard you guys giggling.
Hey, Chris, you have a pot over there and a pot and a pan?
Yeah. Far side, yeah.
And a stove too. You want 2? These guys brought one out.
They did.
Because there's one here.
And then Mike and Joe from our team actually came up and joined us.
Okay, yeah, perfect, yeah.
Sounds like a party.
You say a lot, eh? Yeah, eh?
When he talks to you, he's Canadian. When he talks to Kobe, he's like, yeah.
To everybody.
He becomes
I
Swiss.
want to be Canadian. I really do.
What elevation are you guys at here, do you think?
We are at about 24,000, I believe.
Which I learned, which was to tickle. I'm gonna make Mike horny tonight between you and Kobe. He's gonna be writhing around.
Oh man.
Oh, where?
No, baby.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, doctor.
When I'm on the phone to my girlfriend, now you have to be quiet.
I don't understand.
Kobe.
She will be jealous.
You know, Fabrizio,
Yeah.
that's what friends are for.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's quite a platform you guys have there.
Andre?
Yeah, it's actually dug out of a really
Mike.
auspicious spot.
Good?
She's a good
Yeah?
beauty, but
Ready to go tomorrow early?
you can hang on to that.
Yeah, I don't think I can hang on
Yeah.
though, you know, I don't have enough money.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan. If weather is good, yeah, we go.
But I can fix the rope for her.
Yeah.
You can offer much more than
I think good, and we should have a big group, so could be very good.
Yeah.
So is pretty much everyone on this mountain going up at this time, or was it
Everybody that
staggered?
was strong enough that they could. We had a couple of weather windows and people sick, and
Oh, okay.
How old do you think?
so we were up as high as we could be. This is kind of like the advanced strong team, I would say.
You're very photogenic there, Chris. You know, you always seem to look right for the shots.
Really?
Yeah,
that's exactly
We need
right.
to shoot some with camera too.
Yeah, she looks younger though.
Kobe was highly entertaining the entire time. I'd never thought of that, but yeah. So this was our group. We did pack 4 in there for sure, and I think at one point it was 5 for a while. But we sat end to end, you know, feet head.
It's a lot of fun. You guys are fun. I'm stoked. I got a good vibe about tomorrow. If the weather's going to be as good as it's supposed to be, it's going to be a lot of fun being with you guys and going up and seeing what we can see.
We're gonna take it slow.
Slowly.
Slowly.
There you go.
And then we're gonna make it to the Gipfel. Because Kobe, in his language, it's called Gipfel.
Gipfel?
Gipfel?
We go to the Gipfel?
Gipfel!
Okay, Kobe. Und für dich?
Ich glaube, wir müssen viel arbeiten
Ja.
morgen. Nur das. Aber oben gehen.
Did he just say he was going to bite Bjorn Borg and drink some Ovaltine?
Yeah. He said Bjorn Borg's a lousy.
Yeah, these guys were highly
I
entertaining.
think that tomorrow is going to be very, very
And
hard
German.
work.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Swiss, actually.
Swiss,
Yeah.
okay.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, but if he does.
Mike's from South Africa, but he lives in Switzerland now.
Together. Yeah.
That's the world famous adventurer, Mike Horn. Sailor, climber, kind of everything. He's got a pretty good gig.
He was last time. Muda.
Yeah.
Last time tired.
He's a lot of fun. He stopped by my tent when we were first moving into Broad Peak Base Camp, and I had the big Thor 4-person tent, and he said, "Oh, you must be from America, and probably from Texas with a tent so big."
I love it.
Trying to get my client for South Face Annapurna.
Oh, yeah.
So Fabrizio's doing business.
Oh yeah, always working.
He's working on future expeditions. I love
Yeah.
it.
Having a great time. This is going to be fun. And it's warm. It's nice. Food, water. If we had any more down in here, we'd be lost at the bottom of the tent.
So you rep for all the companies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
It is funny. It's like you'll be sitting there and you'll be like, "This is miserable. I can't feel my fingers." And then next thing you know, you're going, "So where should we go in October?" It's like it's already the next plan while you're in the middle of one.
What do? You're just a professional adventurer?
Just sail and climb.
How do I get that jump?
That's easy. Just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, just do it. Although he is sponsored by Rolex and Mercedes, I believe.
That helps.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
That's a pro tip, everyone.
Yeah. Get a big sponsor.
No more credit.
No, when I left base camp, it was $300.
That's no good.
It's amazing how you can't get a hold of sat phone customer service when it quits working in the field.
Saying you can't call out?
I don't know because I can't hear with this ear.
Which is actually true, and I'm not sure why he has the phone there.
You trying to call Stu again?
This is crazy.
Thoraya actually works really well in Pakistan and Nepal.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
Oh yeah, the minutes are less expensive. Everything about it's pretty good. At least in my experience.
The iridium works better the higher up you go.
That does seem to be the case.
What time are we waking up? 2?
2.
Waking up at 2, yeah.
Soll ich meinen Wecker stellen? I have a small one.
Alarm? Yeah. What's a waker stellen?
I like watching this footage because it's always great to see how little you guys are talking about the task at hand.
Well, this is where you actually get to sit down and catch up. We all know what we're there for.
Exactly.
We all know what the challenge is. We all know the dangers. Especially in this tent, this is a group of very experienced people that, they got their A game.
You're enjoying each other's company, and that's the cool part. That's what's cool
Yeah.
to see.
One of the best lanes
Yeah.
now, really clear.
Lots of professional golfers.
Yeah.
Who use it.
Aber du auch so, hä?
No, just didn't watch
No.
my watch.
Steve
I never.
Rosenberg,
What time?
2 o'clock.
Because one of my sponsors has an investment company.
Huh.
And I had to, Julbo, I was with him for 7 years.
Yeah.
And this big, I designed that big,
Oh yeah.
the mountain one.
The altitude arc?
Yeah.
Really? I wore those forever.
They had 150 ones specially made with my own signature when I went to the North Pole.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's a
I'm
polar
big
explorer
Jumbo
too.
fan.
I forgot.
One of my friends reps them, but everything that I seem to try on fits me pretty well. And
No, they're very good, very good.
great glasses.
And this is a family company.
It is.
Yeah, small
Oh, cool.
family. Small family company.
2 o'clock.
I didn't know. He says it's the 2 o'clock. Yeah.
Alta one, alt one.
Yeah.
Let's see that one.
That's a good one.
That one.
Nu, dat is alarm.
2 o'clock.
Do you know Noah? Noah had an ark.
Noah's Ark?
Noah's Ark, and he had two
Fabrizio.
animals.
Two of everything.
Of all kinds.
Expedition in Casablanca 2.
Yeah.
That was Noah's.
Coming and
Noah's alarm
track
clock?
not good.
Yeah.
Before one also, eh?
French one.
The French one, Summit.
Summit.
Yeah.
French Expedition Summit. And
Really?
for 2 days, everybody think they're dead, but then they come down to base camp.
On G2.
Yeah. Summit. 4 days ago.
Yeah, they were just down the valley from us.
Oh, I don't know Korean people.
How-
I just hear French people.
You're staying pretty well connected. How are you staying so well connected?
Oh, please.
There's some women on the team?
No, because Stu.
Just kidding.
And
Yeah,
I
so
do
funny.
know one member over there.
Yeah.
Liz Holly's assistant.
Oh, yeah.
I shipped all her stuff here.
Yeah. What's a good word?
Morning! It's 2:30 in the morning on the 17th of July, 2010. Coming straight out of Compton, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Representing.
Packed in here like pigs in a blanket, which was warm last night. Yeah.
I don't typically think
much
of
goes
July as being that cold.
Yeah, at 24,000 feet, it tends to be a bit brisk. Although it was unusually warm, actually, at this point. My only challenge was I was stuck in the middle of the tent, so, to put your boots on and everything, you kind of swing your feet out and get all situated. But, of course, me and Mike were kind of duking it out to get out of the tent. And I ended up getting the short end of the straw and having to go out the far side and then walk around both ends of the tent and everything, which was totally fun. But I usually like to be in the front of the pack when we take off, but some of the other people had started at midnight and before. So, we started right at 3:30, I believe it was. Or I did. I think, actually Kobe got out of the tent. I think he had his boots on already. I think he slept in everything. He just rolled over and took off.
Ready to go.
He was pretty good. I would climb with those guys again for sure. Actually, everybody in that whole scene's pretty solid people, and I would rope up with again. But yeah, we got out the door and got headed up, and there was a couple people on oxygen and whatnot, so we had to get them situated, and then we were off.
Wow, that is an awesome shot there.
Yeah, sunrise is always great in the mountains. That's crazy, that far peak, the way it's the first to catch it. So
look at that shadow.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we're getting up there. I think we're at this point, we're probably closer to 25,000 feet. But yeah, this was the tent at Camp 4 that we passed by.
There's Camp 3.
On that little platform.
It's a beautiful view today. It's about 6 a.m. About a 3:30 start. K2.
And that's the summit col. You catch that and then turn right and go up the ridge and you're at the summit at 8147.
Feeling like I'm going to be worked, trying to make sure I've got enough energy to come down. Because it's pretty wide open and the snow's pretty hard, so wish me luck. Love you, V.
And it was that night it kind of had a flash freeze right before the morning. And so the snow was really hard packed throughout most of the upper section. And it was brisk. And also, I don't think I'd eaten anything in 2.5 days.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah, we just wasn't going to chance
cautious.
Yeah, I think I took 3 more Imodium that morning. And that was pretty much breakfast. So pushed pretty hard and got some cool shots of everybody making their way and kicking in the trough. But yeah, you can see that's the col right up there, basically where you catch the ridge to the summit. So,
but then how long is the summit ridge?
The summit ridge is it's a better part of a mile. And it only goes up about 50 meters. So you get to about 8,000 meters at the col. You turn right, and then it's like 3/4 of a mile and 50 meters of elevation gain. It's a little up and down, but of course we got all the way up to the very base of the col, and this is where the warm temperatures kind of caught up with us because we'd gotten a lot of snow, and then everything was unstable.
Yeah, this is where you can tell you're on an 8,000 meter peak, because it does look like you're looking out of an airplane window.
Yeah, it does. And there's the glacier way below, down where camp is, base camp. And of course K2 just hanging out, taunting us. There's two Norwegian guys that got up as high as we did, and we advised it was just really bad snow conditions. Fabrizio, Chris, and I all individually had like big whoomp shifts, which is a sign of a heavy slab layer shifting down and about to release. So we were not too keen on going any higher. I mean, it was the prudent and right decision.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. This is decision time, and the decision was what?
We decided to call it right there. I mean, the snow was heating up, and if we'd been 2 hours earlier, we might have been through, but we were concerned about what it was going to do coming down as well. I mean, it doesn't matter if you get caught in an avalanche going up or coming down. It's better off to kick it off and watch it ride below, but you never know who's going to be below and who's going to set it off. I mean, all the years of avalanche training I've had tells me that you don't know anything. So we actually got way more considerate of what was going on, and actually, you can see the tracks up over the part of that little Cornish Schrund area, but we ended up traversing below it, thinking because we could hear it crack and shift when we were on top of it. Not that we wanted to be below it necessarily, but didn't want to ride it down all the way either. We thought we could kind of skirt it in a little harder pack because that was in shade prior. But as Fabrizio lowered down, he found the first big crevasse as the snow got softer and softer, and
wow,
this is him crawling back out. Fortunately, we had put on a rope because none of us were roped. And so he basically was leading out, and Chris sank in real quick, and I grabbed a hold and sank him in. And once they got situated, I shot some photos and tried to get a little video.
All right, so just to be clear, yeah, you turned around. How hard was that decision to make? I mean, you were just around the corner, so to speak, from the summit ridge, and everyone decided to go down. How hard of a decision was that to make?
It was hard. I mean, there was, I think, 3 people. Kobe and Mike both went for the summit and made it.
They did make it. Okay.
Yeah, they were first out and they were first up, and I think there was only those 2, I think, that actually made the summit on this round. And a lot of people went, not even as high as we did, and turned around. And part of it was, I mean, I know that Fabrizio and Chris are super strong, and Mike and Joe were strong too. But when you have clients in tow, you make the prudent decision. And I was not of a mindset, especially after having been sick for basically 2 full days prior. I would say I was feeling about 80%. And, I mean, it's kind of like, I think Ed Viesters was the one to say it, it's like getting to the summits, like swimming to the middle of the ocean. I mean, you're only halfway there. So I always keep that in mind when I'm going up. And, as soon as I felt a couple of different whomps in the shift of the slope and everything else, I knew we were already in a bad way. And I was just hoping we could get down unscathed.
Yeah, and all those whumps just must be those just must get you right in the gut when you hear those.
Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than because Chris and I had one when we started traversing down where he went whoa, and then I heard it go and you could watch like a crack line appear in the high part of the snow where you're like, okay, and then whoop directly underneath me, and I thought the 2 of us were going to go together and wipe out Fabrizio below us, and ended up we got lucky, and that's what sometimes being lucky is the most important thing. But we ended up getting back down through here fairly safely, and this was the biggest thing. I mean, if we got caught in a slide here, you can see it's pretty exposed, and basically would have washed us right off the side at Camp 3 and sent us on a 8,000 foot free fall descent to base camp, which I like to get down quick, but that's a little fast.
Yeah, you'll bypass the express elevator this time.
Oh yeah. So it was hard. I mean, we knew that there was potentially another weather window to go back up, and once you get up high and you feel good, sprinting up to Camp 3 and then making another summit push. I mean, you could put something like that together in 2-3 days, maybe even faster. But yeah, for us, it was a matter of, okay, things aren't great, and you make different decisions when you're climbing for personal gain. But also, like I talk about in some of the slideshows I do now, things have changed for me. And my first promise is that I'm coming back, where before it might have been to push the envelope. But when you get kid and wife, a couple of kids and a third one on the way in February, you make that decision, and you do it in a positive way.
Yeah, that gives you a little bit of priorities change. Perspective is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so you guys made it down, and we've got some footage next week of okay, Broad Peak didn't you weren't able to make the summit of Broad Peak, but that wasn't your only goal on this expedition. You also had a little mountain called K2 in mind.
Yes.
And so we're going to transition over to K2 starting next week, and we're going to start looking at just went into that. Very different situation because Broad Peak got you acclimatized and got you all ready for K2. So it's a much different experience getting on K2 after already being warmed up from Broad Peak.
Yeah, this is the warm up peak. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely gives you an opportunity to get a lot of elevation and acclimate well, and basically make a blitz on K2 because there's no part of that is fun and safe.
Yeah, but you'll see on the next few episodes, it's really weird because you guys just sort of try to start, and there's not all of these this long wind up, getting ready, getting everything in place, and getting used to the altitude. It just sort of starts, and then the weather keeps you pinned down for a while. So, but anyway, we'll start.
Spoiler alert.
we'll start K2 next week, and glad that those whoops didn't consume you guys on Broad Peak.
Me too.
All right, Brian. Well, thanks so much. Really appreciate you getting back in the saddle here, and look forward to showing everyone the rest of this expedition. There's a lot more to come. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
The Rest of Everest has been watched millions and millions of times all over the world since 2006, and it's all been free, but it's not free for me. If you're a fan, then let me know. You can like The Rest of Everest on Facebook, write a review on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, or even help me pay the bills with a financial donation. It doesn't take much, and quite literally, your donations make this show possible. They honestly pay for everything. You can make a one-time donation or set up a monthly contribution through my website. Help me out, and I'll give you a download of our film Everest, The Other Side, as well as some other goodies. Thanks as always to our announcer Marlon May from marlonmay.com, and to Wendy Wu for providing the show's theme song. Find her on iTunes or at wendywoo.com.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information about the show and upcoming expeditions, be sure to visit therestofeverest.com.